Greetings, all. This is Max. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about I love money. Now, I did this video at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was up all day thinking about whether or not I was going to do it, and I found out Brian Denlinger actually did a video about the same thing about a day ahead of time. Um, let's see, Brian Denlinger. Brian Husky, there we go. He did a thing, something about someone did a letter to Robert Breaker, and a comment from a friend of Robert Breaker, and Brian asked him why he was monetized. That was 6 days ago. I did not see that video before I did mine. It was when I was watching a sermon by Robert Breaker on my television, and I couldn't skip the stupid ad, and it was a very vulgar ad. It's just something, I'm a guy who goes to movies, and I watch Netflix series and things like this, so I understand all that stuff. But it's not something that you want associated with a Christian channel. And then Brian makes the comment of like, how does this guy have so many subscribers? I'm wondering that myself. Robert Breaker here, 116,000 people subscribing to him in front of a blackboard, like you're in high school or something. Now, not that his message is wrong. I really don't have any problems with Robert Breaker's teaching. There's some other people out there who do. I don't have a problem with it. I just can't stand the ads, and I can't stand monetizing Christianity. That's bad. I spend money to try and spread the gospel and get Bibles out to people and do my YouTube channel. I spend my time and my money to do it. And he's spending his time and probably his money, but he's also monetizing it. And it's like, well, that's a really sketchy thing, and I didn't have a problem with it, like I said, because on the computer I can just click through it, I can just skip the ad. On the television I can't. So that was kind of a problem, and the reason that I made the video. Well, we're going to go look at Ken Hovind again. Like I was mentioning, Ken Hovind, he's been around for a long time. 66,000 subscribers. Now, if you want to get somebody in an arena, let's say it's a debate between atheists and creationists, who is going to fill the arena? Is it going to be Ken Hovind, or is it going to be Robert Breaker? It's going to be Ken Hovind. This is what the guy's been doing for 30 years. But miraculously, Christians are following Robert Breaker. Now, not saying there's nothing wrong with that. I'm saying that because Robert Breaker is monetized in such a way and has his ads a certain way, he's not filtering them out for their content, because you can do that. You can filter out and say, I just want Christian ads and age-appropriate ads that are PG. He's not doing that, so he's getting twice the views. And, I know how this works. I'll just let the cat out of the bag. I wanted to do this too, because I'm a video game player. And I can just sit around all day long and play video games and make a living on it and just stream it on YouTube. Yay. Wouldn't that make me a fabulous person? A fabulous person. Just stream it on YouTube and beg for money. And I think it's the most pathetic, sad life in existence. The number one person on YouTube is a guy who plays video games. And you sit there and you watch him play a video game. Come on. That's what you're doing with your life? That's pathetic. So, I opted not to go that route. And I just do free stuff. And I don't do video games. I just do Christian stuff. And I'll put my research into that. Because, whatever. Video games come and go, and I don't know. It's just pretty sad that if you make your money playing video games. Not saying I won't do it. I might do it, but I'm certainly not going to call it a Christian channel. I'll just be monetizing the crap out of it. And with this I Love Money, one that I did, I played a commercial that was on Robert Breaker's channel. And guess what? You click my video, and you get a pop-up ad.
Today we're
comes up right here.
About, YouTube monetization.
I get a pop-up ad. I am not monetized at all. But here we get the pop-up. Boom. Free Messianic Bible. Pops up.
My channel is pretty much a Christian.
Okay, so it just comes up. This is the whole thing with the monetization, copyright strike BS that people have. Robert Breaker wants to be mad at me. The last thing he'd want to do is take me down, because every time that I post something of his, he gets paid for it. He's monetized. Every time that I upload something. This is why you understand that I cannot upload his stuff anymore. Because I don't know what ads are going to be playing on my channel, and I don't want that crap up there. It's just how it goes. You know, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what kind of ads are going to be up here. But every time that I click this one, there's an ad that pops up because I played the commercial. I played the commercial, which actually benefits whoever the commercial guy was. It was like a Photoshop sort of thing or something like that. The money goes to those people. Are they going to come at me for a copyright strike now? I mean, this is supposed to be Christian here. It's supposed to be Christian. It's not supposed to have anything to do with business, right? If I want to have another channel and do video games for a business, that's a totally separate thing. I'm not trying to peddle Christianity through video games or anything like that. This is somebody who says he's a freaking pastor, man. I'm going to peddle it. I'm going to peddle it. Did Paul walk around the streets peddling Christianity? People do that? Did they peddle Christianity? No. They just did what God told them to do. He went around and he preached the word. That's all they did. And then the people who it resonated with followed. And the people whose God's hearts touched followed. And Brian, right here, is never monetized. He sells DVDs of certain studies that he did because he's paying for the cost of his DVD. Just like Ken Hovind. Well, buy his stuff. Buy his DVDs. By all means, support his ministry. Buy his DVDs. But the commercialization and stuff is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You can't put, like, really garbage commercials in front of a sermon. You can't. It's kind of like having a striptease show out in front in the parking lot before you go in on Sunday service. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. And there are people that have problems with my opinions on this. And granted, I wasn't very clear about my ideas and opinions on it because it was 3 o'clock in the morning when I made the video. But now I'm pretty lucid. And I'm hoping I'm getting the point across about this stuff. There are other ways for people to make money. And Robert Breaker, if he's got 120,000 subscribers, he's making about $60,000 a year just off of YouTube. That's not counting donations. That's not counting his pastoral work. That's not counting anything else. All right? For every 1 million views is $1,000. Right? It is. For every million views is about $1,000. Not counting any other contracts or any other things that he does or whatever else. You're pulling in that kind of income off of just YouTube alone. Where do your priorities lie? Who are you trying to please? Your YouTube subscribers? Or are you trying to please God? Because at a certain point, you end up like Joel Osteen or Joyce Meyer, where money is good. Money is good. I like my mansion. I like my 50 acres in the middle of nowhere, my own private airstrip. I'll just sell the gospel. I'll just sell it. People will buy it, think they're saved, and they're damning them all to hell. And I'm not saying that Robert Breaker is damning people to hell. I'm just saying that he's on the path. He's right on that path to going to do that. Love of money, root of all evil. You never get in the ministry for money. Anybody who goes to seminary school and thinks that they're going to come out with like a $40,000-$50,000 a year pastor job and that's what they're doing it for, they're a lost person. They never belonged in the seminary in the first place. I don't know. Brian has a lot of stuff to say about that. And I really didn't care about monetization too much until recently because I didn't really think much of it. I mean, like, I know what it takes to do these videos. And granted, I have the lowest production value that you could possibly have for a channel. I mean, like, I used to put in like 3 or 4 hours into editing and cutting and splicing and putting in video clips and putting in pictures and doing all this stuff and commentary. And, you know, now I don't. Now I just kind of run my mouth. And so my production value is 0, but it doesn't cost me anything. You get up and you want to try and generate revenue, though. Oh, boy, we got to up that production value and bring in some money and get a Patreon account. Well, that's my favorite. If you just want to give money to a black hole, yeah, go donate in Patreon. Do that. There's a lot of people that want to play video games and just give them a Patreon account so that they can keep going playing Rust or playing whatever game they're playing. I played Rust, so I know all about that stuff. But the guy I know that all he does is play Rust all day long, he's got 250,000 subscribers, and that's all he does is play Rust. Okay? Guy's making 50 grand a year doing nothing. Nothing with his life. And, you know, it's sad. But I understand, you know, people got to make money, but he ain't saying he's Christian. He isn't saying he's playing Rust for the cause or anything like that. No. He isn't out buying Bibles. He isn't out doing anything. You know, I'm a pretty hardcore Christian. I'm not as hardcore as Brian Denlinger. Not by any means. But I'm pretty hardcore. And I kind of came to the understanding that that's wrong. You know, there's one thing, it's like you're making, you go to your job and you're making cars for, you know, some crappy company that you know is evil or something like that. It's your job, right? Same thing with YouTube. You're playing games and you're getting money from YouTube just to play your game, or you're making videos, or you're doing whatever. It's just a job. But anything having to do with preaching the Bible is not a job. It's a way of life. And you don't charge for that. I don't charge people, you know, charging people for me to wake up in the morning. Mailman delivers my mail. Oh, sorry. You have to watch this commercial before you can deliver my mail. It's retarded. It's retarded. Way of life. It's not money-making stuff. Okay? And that's my opinion on that. And following up because I had a couple of comments and people are like a little mad about it or whatever. And I wasn't on top of my game, but now I am. So with that, I'm going to be out of here.